Hey, I've got a Lockwood Assa Abloy 334 M45, and I've sent one of these to Jack Fox. I wanted to show him a little bit about how you'd pick a Lockwood that may have spools in. Jack Fox. I'm going to open this up. Okay, I've opened it up. This one's got a taller shackle than the one that I sent Jack Fox, but and the keys over there. I'm not going to look at them because I want to prove that that the technique I'm going to show will work. Hopefully, I'm just going to have a bit of a low hook first, and just to see what I can feel with tension on. I'm scraping across the pins, seeing if there are any low hanging binders, and I think I feel once. I'm going to lift up, and as I'm going to lift up, I'm going to release tension a little bit as I'm lifting up. It's the way I do it, and then put tension on again. But I haven't got my false set, and I'm going to scraping it across again. I think did I feel one near the back, or if I overset things already? I'll use a I'm going to reset that. I'm going to use a slightly higher hook. Okay. Yeah, that same one I'm feeling low. I'm going to lift that. Try not to overset it this time. I'm going to lift gently, slightly release tension on the tension bar as I'm lifting. Maybe I did it too much. Anyway, that one right at the back, and in the middle there's one, and I'm not getting a false set yet, which is what I was after. As I lift up, when I release a little bit of tension on the tension bar as well, I get a better sense if it's going to counter rotate. Like here's one here, it's counter rotating as I lift up, and I would only know that if I was releasing, if I didn't tension it too tight. I tend to keep a tight tension until I lift up, so when I push up I get counter rotation, so it's a sign that may be one that needs attention. So I'm going to see if I can lift up and get, no, maybe that wasn't it. Okay, I've got a click, and okay, now there's a false set. I only got that false set because I went to another one. I went to lift up and release tension, and in doing so, one of those tapered key pins dropped down. That's what I mean about this. If you keep lots of tension on, you'll get in trouble, because the tapered key pins will easily overset slightly, and you'll never pick it. But releasing the tension a little bit, and they drop right back down again. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've in fact, sometimes when I pick a pin, and if I don't get my false set, I release tension. I sort of release tension like this, and then back on again, and hopefully it the key pin, any overset key pin, if any, drops down. So let's go to the next pin. See if I can find one with counter rotation. That might have had counter rotation. I picked it pretty quickly, but I think I lost my false set, so I'm just going to pulse the tension. Do you see how I pulsed it off and then on again, and now I'm back into my false set? So whether that was the pin, the driver pin resetting itself because I might have made a mistake, or it could have been just the key pin, the tapered key pin dropping back down and with the driver still set, which is what it usually is with these locks. So this is a good example. I'm glad I'm not picking this too quickly to show Jack Fox this technique that I was trying to describe in one of the comments. So I'm going to here's another counter rotation. So this is another spool driver pin, and I'm going to and it clicked and I lost my false set. So I'm just gonna just sort of pulse it off and on again until I get more core rotation. So I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do is use a deeper hook just in case I'm right. So this is a little bit deeper, and I'm going to put it right to the back where I felt that spool counter rotating. Have to find it with this deep hook. It's hard to navigate. Okay, I got it, and the darn thing is still not open. And okay, I'll still use the deep hook. Okay, now this is at the front. This might be like number 2 or whatever. Got that, I think. Let's pulse that tension. Yeah, that's better. And now right at the front, if I can get under the pin. You might do better with that monkey paw that I've seen you've got, Jack Fox, to get under these pins, but this is a particularly deep hook. So I think I felt something at the front that may be number 1. And so I think I needed the deep hook at the back. That was what was holding me up, and every time I was trying to set it with a shallower hook, it just kept on lifting up pins in front of it. And that last one at number 1, I think I could have lifted it with a shallower hook maybe. Here are the keys. Yeah, this has got pretty good bitting. You can see right here, I had to lift really high without lifting up that pin. And you can see at the number 1 position as well, I had to lift up quite high. This one right at the back, you see with this one, for example, if I tried to, I can only lift about that far, maybe, and then it sort of gets, if I try and lift up to the top, you can see I'm actually lifting these 2 pins as well. And so then I tried this one, and you can see how I can easily get in trouble. Like I can lift it to about maybe that much, but it's not high enough. If I go higher, then I overset these pins. So I had to go to a really deep one, and you can see I managed to lift it up perfectly, maybe with a little bit of room to spare. And I only figured that out because I seemed to be going around in circles with the shallower picks. I was picking this, and then I hate to pick this, and I had to pick that. But that wasn't the main point. As long as I'm in a false set, each time I lift a pin, if I don't get back to that exact same core rotation, that same false set, if I get like a shallower false set, I have to bob the tensioner or just pulse it to less tension, just a little bit, bob, and then it goes back to the proper false set. And those are those tapered key pins falling down. So it's something to watch out for. And when I'm picking Lockwoods, I tend to do that all the time because it's so obvious. And in fact, I find Lockwoods in general, even though this is quite a high quality one, I find it easier to pick these sort of things than other sort of locks now, because the spools tell me exactly which pin needs lifting, so I lift that, and I avoid the trap of the tapered key pins by pulsing the tensioner, and then I go on to find the next spool, and it tells me exactly which ones to pick, and so it's like it's guiding me through. So I'm quite happy with picking Lockwoods now. I didn't used to be, but now I find them quite easy. But if you give me a completely different lock, like a Yale or something like that, I would struggle. Anyway, that's everything. Thanks.